June 6th, 2024. I wonder if I'll ever upload this stuff. So today I've mostly been blathering on about my vision for a business plan to mint NFTs and beyond. I mean, where we really want to get is being Web3 developers, but how do we get there and how do we fund it? I'm adverse to venture capitalists or passive investors. Um, I could use the term evil. It's just the wrong way to run a company. That's the 20th century greedy model, and we want as little to do with that as we can. We're going into the 21st century paradigms. Most of this is all new stuff. Some of it is the way maybe things used to be done and should be again. Anyhow, I won't get into my philosophies here. But I'm giving a clue as to where we can go with this and how we go for NFTs and tokens and Web3 development, which is really smart contracts. Um, and of course, there's all kinds of neo machine things we can do with NFTs and DApps with what I call the bloated back end. But that's going to take a lot of development work, and we shouldn't count. That's someplace we can go to if we can ever afford it, but it's not something to crank out products that are going to make us a lot of money very quickly. That's a longer term, which is another thing. LTR. There's so many ways that this company could just dominate and kick butt with any market niche, whatever we want to get involved in. We have that power because others aren't doing it. Right? So, long term relationship, that's very powerful because the 20th century idiocracy is to find talent, hire talent, build talent, abandon talent, which is really stupid. Rather, the older model is retainship, the best described as your CEO probably started 30 years previously in the mailroom and worked his way up. And by the time being CEO, I was going to say he, but they, person, uh, know that company or knows that business inside and out, knows the company, but knows the business inside and out. Um, and has the interests of the company long term, not a quick money grab. So that's the problem with shareholders and venture capitalists and this sort of thing. They get greedy and they go for the quick cash grab. And as the greed sets in, their awareness or considerations of the health of the company and the business shrink down more and more and more and more until it's a broken system. And then what happens is usually a turnaround consultant is brought in, and their job is to fix the reason why the company's failing. And usually, what that has to do with is, well, let's do away with all these things that over the years managers have done, cutting corners and stuff like that to get promoted and being greedy and only having their own little piece, their own little fiefdom, in mind. Um, Nani nani, nani nani. Where are you, Uli? Oh, there you are. Nani nani. No. Oh, what was that? Were you sleeping with your eyes open? Nani nani. Yeah, it's part of the training for. So, there's so much potential here that it'd almost be hard not to make money. I keep bumping into new business operations that would be profitable. So yeah, I've talked a lot about the D app, the Grand Machine, the native cloud OS, and all that stuff. I still want to do all that stuff, but that's going to take years. That's going to take a lot of work, a lot of effort, and therefore a lot of money. So, um, and just minting NFTs alone, just minting collector NFTs alone. There we go. Maybe we could become like the Franklin Mint, right? Making collectibles. Um, we do want a brand though, so that people, unicorn mint. I'm automatically interested because I own some of their other products and I can trust them. And I don't know about authority, but anyhow, I might be getting talked out here for a little while. Isn't that good? Lucky you. Um, well, I've covered so much this morning already. And none of it really means much of anything unless I get the workers. I will. Okay, let's get back to. No, no. Yeah, it's a whole nother thing. I might even start up a whole new. Yeah, I might start up a whole new LLC or DBA just for that. The manufacturing Neo machines. That is the NFT D app and bloated back end structure as a product. Yeah, that would probably be 3 to 5 years down the line. So it's like the third phase coming down the line, but let's not get too wrapped up in it now. Phase one is plenty. As I said, we could just be in this one space and have a viable company that's making incredible amounts of money. See now, so we're making incredible amounts of money. Millionaire life, billionaire mind. My inspiration for this company is my experiences with a collective, a forestry collective that used to exist called Marmot. And without getting into the story of Marmot and my experiences there, the point is it was a collective. We were the workers and we were the owners. And the company provided a lot of support for the workers, like the six-pack trucks, the yurts, because usually we lived like in a clear cut near. Well, usually we were planting trees in clear cuts. It's one of the common uh, contracts we bid on Forest Service contracts, and really cool because a lot of time my tent was like in old growth cedar. I love old growth cedar because right next to the clear cuts is the stuff they haven't cut yet. But we would put our yurts up in the clear cut and then drive to wherever the planting was being done for the contract. But yeah, the food was paid for. In fact, meals were provided. Um, all the essentials that most people doing tree planting at the time did not have the benefit of was built in for working for Marmot. And how is some of this provided? Well, one of the things is we'd have what was called a camp mommy, somebody that say like would cycle through, say like once a month would be camp mommy. Instead of going out to the fields to plant trees, you'd stay home, so to speak, clean things up, prepare meals, tend to the camp. Um, because I'll tell you, it's very physical. You come home from a day of going up and down the mountainsides planting trees, and you're pretty wore out, right? You don't want to have to be making a meal. So the point is we treated ourselves good. So in Green Terra Myrrh, I fully intend that we treat ourselves good, and that's why I call it Millionaire Life, Billionaire Mind. Trademark, if I can get away with it. So as a worker for Green Terra Myrrh, ideally, if we can pull it off for the rest of your life, you'll not need another job. You won't want another job, and it's the assets may be held collectively, and you may be able to cash out or not. That those are exceptions and details that'll, as part of the bylaws, will have to be thrashed out later. But my intention is that you found a home and you'll want to stay here. And because of that, we can invest an awful lot into you with the idea that the value, you may not be generating the value now, but years down the line and for ongoing years, sustainable, um, we'll be doing that. We can trust you. Trust and authority. Trust and authority. Trust and authority. Those are very important principles we live by. And I mean, if we can be trustworthy and get a reputation for it, then customers will do a lot of our marketing for us, word of mouth. Um, and with that, you get to the point where your customers love you, then then you've got authority, and there's many techniques to establish authority. So yeah, I could talk about that some. Yeah, should bounce though.